Hey everyone, this is Tom from VermiBag. Well, today I'm going to go ahead and harvest the Mammoth 1. This system was pretty much accelerated because I put existing material from a couple other VermiBags into it. So the bottom section here was already pretty well composted material, so it didn't take too long to get it ready. It's definitely ready to harvest, and the level of my bag is somewhere around here now. So there's a fair amount of material in here. This thing probably weighs at least 300 pounds. There's a lot of material in it. So I went ahead and placed a mortar tray under the left side for the left harvest panel. So now, the thing to note on this too is this bag is actually going to be harder to harvest than the new bags that I'm actually selling, because this one I hadn't figured out how to do the end piece here with the zipper, and this zipper goes quite a bit ways up due to the angle of this bag. So I decreased this angle and I perfected how to do this zipper. So the zipper on the new bags goes evenly across, so it's going to be much easier to unzip. So the harvest panel itself and the liner inside are pretty much the same. It's, I think, slightly smaller on the bags that I'm currently making. But as far as how it functions and unzips, the new bags will be much easier to unzip than this one. So I'll set the camera up here and I'll unzip this and we'll do a quick harvest and see how it goes. Okay, you can see again how high the zipper is from the side. On the new bags, it comes straight across right here, so you won't have this bunching up and stuff. So ignore that because you won't see that on the bags that I'm selling. So to harvest this, again, I know the castings, I've looked at them. I haven't opened it up all the way. I did unzip it far enough to look at the castings, but I haven't opened it all the way. So just to show everybody, you don't have to worry about everything falling out of this stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and unzip this thing all the way and open it up. Now, you're going to have some castings come out, of course. There's some down here on the bottom, but just a small amount are going to dump down into the tub. So make sure you have a good sized tub underneath this, and then go ahead and I suggest opening the far side, the hard side to reach first. And then make sure it's unzipped all the way, which it is. And then do the side that's a little bit closer to you. And if you want, you can keep a hold of the top of this where it doesn't just flop open. And now as I pull back this liner and I clip the back of the panel to the other side, so it's going to stay there now. And that, it's just sitting there. These castings are just sitting. You can see where I had this initial piece of paper, newspaper on the bottom. But looking at these castings, I mean, of course, they better be really nice. I mean, they've been here a long time, but they are really nice looking castings. But they were pretty well finished before I ever put them in here. So I'm just going to break off a chunk of that. Oh, look at that stuff. It's really nice. Moisture-wise, it's actually really nice. Just perfect. It'll flake off really easily. Now you can just reach inside here and pull out the castings that you want. I don't see hardly any worms at all down in this area. I may have seen a couple. I'm actually going to stick this liner or this mortar tray a little bit the other direction. Now I'm just going to reach up inside here and just keep pulling out material. Now I'm going up along the edge of the liner. That's what you're going to have to do, is work your way around the liner. And then when we get done, basically just compress the sides of the bag a little bit and the system will fall back down. Now it's getting a little bit drier as I go up here. I mean, I'm not going to say dry, but not nearly as moist as the bottom here. So, but you can notice still, it only comes out, it comes out what I want. I have to scrape it and then it comes out. It's not just falling out by itself. Now if you went way, way up high on this bag, at some point it's going to start falling out pretty fast, so you want to be a little bit careful. But the only place you're going to have to kind of dig, I suppose, is between the two panels, because there's a small spacer there that basically keeps the bottom together. And to access the harvest or the castings that are on top of that, you need to kind of dig back in that area. So you need to dig towards the other panel just slightly, probably about 5 inches. Make sure you get all the castings there. So I'm going around the edge of the liner here. I got a fair amount of castings here already, and I've only gone up a couple inches. I'm going to push this up here a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's probably enough for this one. There's a fair amount of castings there. So. Okay. Okay, I'm also going to, again, wash my hands real fast before I zip it back up so I don't get everything dirty. Okay, now that I've washed my hands, take your panel, pull it back. Again, I'd suggest doing the far side one first. That way it'll make it easier. That's the hardest one to access. Bring the zipper back to center, and then go ahead and pull the other one in. Now this zipper is going to be much easier to zip closed than it is to open, because there's a lot of pressure on it when the castings are in there full. And that's the case too. If you happen to be looking at your castings and kind of unzipping it and stuff, it's going to be difficult sometimes to zip back up because all that pressure is on that zipper. So when you unzip it, there's still a bunch of pressure here pulling on this thing. So to zip it back up at that point, it'll zip all right, but it'll be just a little bit more difficult. But after you've done harvest like we've done right now, this whole area is loosened up now, so it's really easy to zip back up. Now once you have it there, you notice this is all open now. All you have to do now is just kind of push on the sides of the bag, and I can hear it falling down in there now. And notice here now that the castings have filled in this area here. It's solid again. So I'm going to pull these castings up. We'll take a look at it, and I'll probably do the other side, but I'm not going to put that on video, but it'll be exactly the same as this. So let's take a look at these castings and see what they look like. Okay, so this is what the castings look like. Now, it isn't a true judge. These castings, for the most part, like I said, a lot of these were already pretty well ready to be harvested when they're in the other VermiBags. But the uppermost section, the last stuff, which would actually be this top stuff, was probably not. It's probably some of the new stuff that I introduced into the bag. But just looking at it, I mean, it's really nice stuff. There's an occasional piece of paper here and there. And a few things. These are a couple chunks of wood. I don't know actually where they came from. Some eggshells that I didn't crush quite far enough. But as far as worms, I mean, they're honestly, I have only seen, there's a worm there, a tiny little one. I do not see hardly any worms. I mean, it did a really, really good job. I think this is probably part of some of the paper that I put down at the very bottom to start off with. Moisture-wise, there's one worm. I mean, this stuff is like perfect. I could easily run this through the screen right now. There's another small worm there. You do notice that every worm I've found so far has been really small. There's another small worm right there. But I'm real happy. I mean, this smells really, really good, really earthy. The moisture level is just perfect. So, again, it's not 100% test of the Mammoth because some of this stuff was already composted for the most part in another VermiBag. But as far as the moisture content and the last stuff that came out, this stuff's perfect. I mean, I can't ask for a better compost than this. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm impressed with what the Mammoth is doing. I'm impressed at the capacity that it has. and also just the sheer ability of the system to compensate for the heat and stuff, for the hot days and stuff. And how long did it take me to harvest? I mean, it was just a couple minutes. I intentionally ran the video full length while I was harvesting it to just show you how quick and easy it is to harvest. And again, the zipper is slightly harder to probably unzip than it will be on the bags that I'm shipping, but harvesting the Vermi Mammoth or even the Vermi Max or the Mini is a really simple process, and it really only takes you a couple minutes. So that alone is worth a lot as far as I'm concerned. My time is worth a tremendous amount of money. So my pitch on my harvest system and how quick and easy it is. So that's it. As of right now, the VermiBag Mammoth is actually, I'm offering for pre-sale. That'll only be for probably 2 or 3 weeks, I would imagine, that I'm going to offer it that way, and then it'll go back up to the regular price. So if you're interested in one, please go to my website and get one on order, and I'm going to fill the orders, and the order I receive them is the order I'll ship them out as I get them made. So that's all for today, folks. This is Tom from VermiBag. Till next time, ciao.